Wife asks husband for Hallpass part 2. Alright, man, we have an update. If you don't know, if you wasn't here for the last video, please go check out the last video. But basically a quick rundown of the story. This woman, she got sick, she got cancer. She was able to catch it immediately, get rid of it immediately. But the cancer made her realize that she needed to start living life to the fullest. So she started taking a bunch of trips, started going to really nice places and doing all the things that she always wanted to do in life because she realized life is too short. Which led to her wanting to get a hall pass. She wanted permission to sleep with another man. She decided, hey, I can't just be locked down. I have to enjoy life. I have to live life to the fullest, and I have to get this out my system. She said she wanted to mess with somebody who was a coworker, but he was leaving the company and she would never see him again. Her husband did not agree. He wasn't down for it. He was upset. He wasn't feeling it. But she went ahead and did it anyway. And here's the update.
I just found another update. My lawyer wasn't available for a few days, so I was faced with the reality of having to live with my wife in the interim. I really didn't want to go home and have any discussion, let alone a discussion about our relationship. When I did get home, I was basically ambushed by her friends and my mother-in-law. Instead of taking the remorseful approach, they decided that a full court press was what the situation warranted. And I was basically berated by them. The best friend was definitely the ringleader, but all of them decided to say things such as, she's been through a lot. You don't know what she's been through. You have no idea what it's like to face something like this. This was a one-time thing. At least she told you. She could have hidden it from you. She will never see the guy again. And my favorite, you are an asshole for what you have been putting her through the last couple of days.
Wow.
She is healthy.
Oh my God.
I listened with a dumbass smirk on my face, and when there was a lull in their fury, I asked if they were all done now. Then I asked my wife if there was anyone in her circle of friends or anyone else that she forgot to tell about this. After I told them to leave, I said that I had no say in the entire event, and so they have no say in whether I stay or not.
Exactly.
My soon-to-be ex sort of apologized. She said that she regretted the entire thing. I said there's a difference between regret and remorse. You regret what happened because of the cause and effect. You have regret because your life will never be the same. Our relationship will never be the same because you were wholly and willfully unconcerned about me and what I wanted.
Yep.
She asked if I had any questions, that she would answer them now, no matter how disturbing. I said that the one question I do have is why. Not necessarily why this guy, why this low-end, unattractive, unfit guy, but why someone else in the first place. She said that the cancer scared her to her core. She felt like she was rushing towards mortality, and stepping out of that tunnel was appealing. She said that after all this time of being a wife and mother and worrying about family, this was something just for her, an escape. The guy was just someone who was interested in her for a long time. She knew he wouldn't say no and was completely opposite to me. I said if I was going to risk my marriage, the woman would have to be a serious upgrade from you. I told her that I saw you and him coming out of the bar that night. I watched you walk away from the bar hand in hand towards the hotel. I said that you looked too familiar with each other and asked if there was something going on before all of this. She said no, but who knows if that is the truth or not. I said that after all of our years together, your lack of respect for me was astonishing. I finished by saying that I would never be able to look at myself in the mirror again if I condoned that level of disrespect and stayed with you.
Good for him.
I said I hope we can go our separate ways amicably and that I have an appointment with a lawyer later in the week. I again asked her to find some other accommodations, and she simply said, I am not going anywhere. We are not getting a divorce. I will give you all the time you need and do whatever you need to recover from this. We will get past this. She has asked me to go to marriage counseling, which I refused. Why would I go to counseling? I did nothing to warrant needing a therapist's advice. Everyone could use therapy, even the healthiest of couples, I will say. I had her served and gave her a notice to vacate. The house is my premarital asset.
Oh, wow.
She has moved in with her mom, but I find her constantly coming by to see if I need anything or making suggestions like, what if we had an open relationship only on your side, or threesomes, which seems kind of desperate and pathetic. Rebuffing her constantly and telling her that she has to call to ask permission before coming over has finally seemed to be getting through to her that there will be no us going forward. She has said that she will drag the divorce out for as long as possible, but so far has been compliant. The worst part of all of this is telling my daughter that we are getting divorced and why, followed closely by her begging me to give her mom another chance. I am not sure I would have been afforded the same consideration if I was the one who was cheating. And I don't think so.
No.
So the same people that was in his face telling him that he was being selfish, that he was being callous, for not wanting to let her have the hall pass. These are the same people who came back later, all in his face, talking crazy because he want to get a divorce. How does this make sense? What did you think was going to happen? Stay out of people's marriage, stay out of people's business. This is partially y'all fault. Yes, she's to blame. Obviously, it's her fault. But y'all was in her ear feeding her crap, feeding her bullshit. This is a part of the reason that she went ahead and did it. If y'all was to talk some sense into her and tell her, hey, look, this is not the right idea. You're going about this all the wrong way. You know, talk her down some. Don't agree with everything she's saying. But instead, y'all encouraged it. Y'all pushed her for it. Y'all went to her husband and told him that he was selfish for not wanting her to do it. Now they're getting a divorce. Instead of owning up to it and saying, hey, we messed up. We shouldn't have pushed you to do that. They doubled down and they blamed the husband anyway, even though he's the one who got cheated on. They saying, oh, you have no idea what she went through. You have no idea what she was going through. If anybody has an idea of what she was going through, it's him. He was by her side. He was by her side the whole time. He even took time away from work to nurse her back to health, to help her to get all the things she needed, to take care of his wife. He was there the whole time. So she was going through it, yes. He was also going through it in a different way. He had to watch and he had to take care of her. So if anybody knows what she was going through, it's him. And they have the nerve to call him an asshole. How can you call a guy like this an asshole? They have the nerve to call him an asshole, but if the shoe was on the other foot, I guarantee you he would be the asshole in that situation too. And then they keep reminding him, oh, it's a one-time thing. She's never going to see him again. He's leaving the company or he left the company. Since when somebody leaving the company mean that you're never going to see them again? That's not what that means. People have cell phones. There's plenty of ways to contact people. People leave companies all the time and remain friends. Just because he left the company does not mean, definitely does not mean that you can't see him again. If you want to see him again, you can see him again. As a matter of fact, he probably blowing her back tires out right now. And now she's saying that she regrets the whole thing. But I think the reason she regrets it is because of his reaction. I think she thought he would get over it quickly and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But in these situations, it's really a lose-lose. She's going to regret it because he no longer wants to be with her. But if he didn't complain about it, if he didn't put up a fight, if he was okay with it, and when she came home, everything was okay and it went right back to normal, I can almost guarantee that she would want to do it again another time with someone else. Maybe not a all the time type thing, but maybe every so often. Or maybe she would try to turn the marriage into an open marriage. If he didn't complain about it, she would want to continue to do this. So on one hand, you could put your foot down and divorce her, and now she respects you. Now she wants to stay with you. Now she's saying she's not going anywhere. On the other hand, you can let her do what she wants, and then eventually she probably won't even want to be with you anymore. But on either hand, no matter which side you choose, you still lose your wife in the end. So that makes it a lose-lose situation. But it's better to leave with your respect. It's better to leave with dignity. So you got to put your foot down and you got to divorce her. Bravo to you, my boy. If you remember in the first video, she took his right away. She told him he has no say. She gave him the say initially, and being that it wasn't going the way she wanted, she took it away, she made a decision, and she said she was going through with it. Now, when he wants a divorce, she's saying, I'm not going anywhere. We're not getting a divorce. I don't understand. How is this the same person? How is this the same person saying these things? Before you took the decision away, you said, no, I'm about to go sleep with this dude. There's nothing you could do about it. Then when you come home and he doesn't want to be with you anymore, now I'm not going anywhere. We're not getting divorced. We can work through it. Now you want to fight for your marriage. If you wanted to fight for your marriage, why even go through with it? Your husband was telling you he don't want you to do it. He does not want you to do it. And you did it anyway. You had to know when you did this, it was curtains. It was curtains for that ass. And to top it all off, they have a daughter involved in this. And it seems like based on the story, she knows or kind of knows what happened. Sad story, man. It's a real sad story. If you made this far in the video, I definitely appreciate you stopping by the channel. Please do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, share the video, and please come back again. Until next time, peace.